Hi guys, and welcome back to Your Old Toys. Now today we are going to be, because it is 4th of July, and this is probably realistically going to be one of our only videos in July, as I will be gone most of the month, but it's 4th of July. So today we are going to be looking at the most American Cinefantastique covers. Now, you're gonna be surprised by the ending results, and some of these covers get more American as we go on. I mean, the cover for this binder it's very American itself. So let's get into this top 10 most American Cinefantastique covers. Here we have what I believe to be the least American of these 10. Now, there's a lot more Cinefantastiques in my collection, but this is the least American out of this deck. Alien, it's American enough, but it could be a little, there could be ships flying around in the back and laser fights, and it's just not that American. Number 9, Close Encounters of the Third Kind. Now, you have to remember that this cover is double-sided. This backside is what makes it very American. You can see the ships coming in from space like it did in the comic books in the 30s, 40s, and 50s. So one of the criteria that I used while making this list was it has to have been the cover has to represent something about American culture. For example, Alien represents, the monsters in the comic books that the heroes would fight. This represents the sci-fi in the comic books. So this is number 9. Here we go. Number 8, The Black Hole. Again, another double-sided cover. We have we have the USS Sign of Guinness. It's USS. You know it's got to be American. It's an American spaceship. Bonus points for that. And the sci-fi is really great, but we're not judging it off of the sci-fi. This is just super American. You can see the laser blasts. Are there supposed to be asteroids? Because there was an asteroid scene in the movie, and it looks like the ship's going into the black hole. I don't know. It is just so American, and made by the once great Disney company when their production studio was very great. But unfortunately, if Disney was making movies like this, they would be making trillions of dollars worldwide. However, those days are unfortunately behind us, and this is a relic of the past. So that is number 8. This is number 7. Here is number 6. Star Wars. Now you're all saying, you're probably biased because it's your most favorite movie franchise. While that did calculate, this is a very, very American cover, you have to admit. I mean, we got dogfighting in space. There's an explosion on the cover. That makes it very American, with the laser blasts, the dogfighting on the cover, and that explosion. That makes it's one of the more American covers. So that's number 6. Here's number 5. Now, the top 5 are the most American covers on this list. RoboCop. RoboCop is a very American cover now. These last couple, they're not double-sided. But it's a cop stepping out of the cop car, and he's a robot. Now you're saying, well, your old toys, how can you get more American than that? Well, here is producing time barrels. Now this, I mean, just look at it. This looks like one of those 50s monster movies. This is very, very American. I mean, the art is American all by itself. It's really, really, how can you get, there's UFOs flying to Earth. There's this alien controlling. It's just so American. Now you're saying, oh, your old toys, that's a very, very good cover. How can you get more American than that? I'll tell you how. Batman. Batman was one of the original first superheroes, and he is still loved by many today. He is a huge part in American culture. He still has his own toy line to this day. He still has his own cartoon to this day. Batman, a very good piece of American culture. And this cover lives up to that American culture just as well. Now, number 2, here we go. The very first Cinefantastique is ranking in at number 2 because, I mean, come on, it's while it is a black and white cover, that was the only thing that didn't make this cover number 1. It's an iconic cover. Many people know it because, well, when you look up Cinefantastique on the internet, this is the first thing that comes up. Now, because this was the first, it doesn't have that classic Cinefantastique racetrack. It just says Cinefantastique. Now, he's wearing a military jacket. Now, this magazine is Alan Acknick and Catch 22. I mean, come on, he's wearing a military uniform. Now you're saying, how can you get more American than that? So that was number 3. Here we go. Judge Dredd. I mean, this is so American. It's a cop holding a laser blaster. Now, this is kind of a knockoff RoboCop, if you want to say. But I haven't seen the movie. But just from this cover, this is very American with the kind of cyborg thing that was going on in the late 80s, early 90s because you had Terminator, RoboCop, and then you had Judge Dredd, which was they were all kind of revolving around the same concept of, robot humans. And this is just a very American cover. Now, number 1, Evil Dead 3. This is just so American right here. I mean, he's holding a chainsaw and he's holding a shotgun above his head. How can you get more American than that? This is the most American Cinefantastique cover that I own. I mean, take a look at this. This is definitely Americana. Now, the word Cinefantastique Cinefantastique, that just sounds American by itself. But Evil Dead 3, I think, is, this cover at least, is just a little bit more American than the word Cinefantastique. This is the most American cover. So with that, we have gone through 10 very American Cinefantastiques. Now, the Cinefantastique magazine is really, it's a magazine that reviews all things Americana. Now, would you make any changes to this list? It was a very tough list to make, and cutting it down to 10 was no easy task. There were some covers that that were very hard to put back in the deck, but I had to do it because there were covers that were more Americana than those. And do you agree with this list? If not, then you should make your own video about this. Cinefantastique is very underrepresented on the internet. So, if you own Cinefantastiques and want to make videos about them and review them, then I would very much encourage you to do that. And our last piece of news for you before I go and enjoy this holiday. I am working on a website to document all of the Cinefantastiques and all of the Star Wars collectibles in my collection, and that site has come so far, and that is partially one of the reasons why there haven't been as many videos, is because I've been working very hard on that site. And once that site gets up, I mean, it's going to be a close second to the Star Wars Collector's Archives. But go check out that site. I plan to have it up around August timeframe. The Your Old Toys Archives. It's going to be a very reliable source for sourcing Cinefantastiques or Star Wars stuff from my collection. Now, we're going to take a little pause on our Cinefantastique review series and do a couple more Star Wars videos just so we can swing back around and come back to our roots of Star Wars. The Cinefantastiques are awesome, but we do have to keep the Star Wars collectibles audience pleased, and we will pick back up on the Cinefantastiques shortly. So guys, thank you all for watching, and I will see you all in the next video.